You're a heavy burden. I sold father's company. Good luck covering rent, my son announced. I simply smiled and responded, all right then, good luck to you. You know, I always believed my son loved me. But I never imagined he'd look me in the eye, call me a burden, and then try to sell off my entire life's work for pennies on the dollar. What he didn't know, though, was that I'd been ready for him for years. And the moment of comeuppance? Oh, it was utterly delicious. I was just arranging some fresh lilies in the crystal vase, trying to find a moment of peace when I heard it, Wade's BMW pulling into the driveway. That sound, that expensive engine hum, always made my stomach clench these days. He only ever visited when he needed something. It had been 3 months since our last conversation. Through the window, I watched him, adjusting his expensive suit jacket. Brittany, his fiancée, was right behind him, her heels clicking sharp against the pavement as she smoothed her blonde hair. Even from a distance, I could see that determined set to her jaw. Whatever they were here for, she was driving it. The doorbell rang twice, sharp and impatient. I set down the vase. My heart was already steeling itself for disappointment. When I opened the door, Wade barely even looked at me. Mom, he said, curt and cold, stepping inside without an invitation. We need to talk. Brittany swept past me, her perfume sickeningly sweet in the small entryway. She was clutching a leather briefcase like a weapon. Hello, Agatha, she purred, that fake sweetness that always made my skin crawl. I led them to the living room, this very room. The same room where Wade had taken his first steps 35 years ago. Now he stood in the center of it like a stranger, arms crossed, looking at everything but me. Can I get you coffee? I just made a fresh pot, I offered, desperate for some semblance of normalcy. This isn't a social visit, Mom, Wade shot back, his voice colder than I'd ever heard it. Sit down. There's something you need to know. My legs felt weak as I sank into my favorite armchair, the one Harold and I had picked out together 40 years ago. Brittany sat across from me, opening her briefcase with deliberate, almost theatrical precision. Wade remained standing, towering over both of us. The company is sold, he announced as if discussing the weather. The words hit me like a physical blow, a punch right to the gut. Sold? What did he mean, sold? Brittany pulled out a thick stack of papers, setting them on the coffee table between us. The sale went through yesterday morning, she said, her voice all business. Wade has been handling all the paperwork for months. I stared at the documents, my vision blurring. The company Harold and I had built from nothing, the one that had provided for our family for decades, was gone. But I'm still the majority shareholder, I whispered, the words barely audible. Wade let out a harsh, disbelieving laugh. Mom, you haven't been involved in the day-to-day operations for 3 years. Not since Dad died. You don't even understand the full story video added in below.